there's a significant amount of oxidation that occurs. So if you can juice it. If you juice it, those nutrients are much more readily available to your body. And you're consuming something that's highly concentrated because it doesn't contain the fiber. It's absorbed immediately. It's far more concentrated. There's a significant amount of oxidation that occurs, right? As I think I shared with you, in a tomato pressing operation, 40% of the vitamin C was lost in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So can you juice the kale and drink it all in 3 minutes' time? Most people don't do that. You're losing nutrients very quickly when you juice something because you are rupturing all the cells, exposing everything, all the nutrients to oxygen. And the juicer is actually pulling oxygen in. So you're losing nutrients. You're creating, therefore, it's not just that you're losing nutrients, but you're creating an imbalance. You started, it doesn't have to be kale, it could be anything, it could be apples, whatever. You're starting with a natural, perfect thing, with all the nutrients in perfect proportions. And now you're changing that. Because they tested for vitamin C because vitamin C is the most unstable of the vitamins. So it's going to be the first one to be destroyed by oxygen. There may be other vitamins that are completely intact, but what that means is that instead of having this, you've got this. Okay? But that's not what the body was intended for. It was intended to eat natural foods that have everything in perfect proportion. So it's way too concentrated. It's largely oxidized. It's imbalanced. It's incomplete. It's fragmented. There are vital nutrients in fiber, which we lose when we juice. Okay? And it's completely surprising to some people, unnatural. How can juices be unnatural? Because you had to make them in a machine. Okay, the raw materials existed, but the juice is an unnatural thing that you create. You actually put the food through a machine which processed it. So, processed food, good for you? No. Okay, but that's the packaged stuff, right? No, anything that goes through a process is much less valuable than the whole food was. And it's surprising. A lot of people seem to think somehow you can take nature's perfect things, run them through a machine, get something better than what you started with. That's impossible. It's impossible. If you're starting with perfect substances and you're altering them, you're getting something that is now less perfect because it can't be more perfect. It's less perfect. Okay. Now here's the thing. I have literally, when I started talking about this, and it's been many, many years, I've probably heard over the years from 1,000 people who said to me, "Thank you so much. I stopped juicing after I saw your message or video about this. I feel so much better now." You felt much better. It happens to a lot of people. Okay?
I juice, and after my super smoothie in the morning, I was like, oh, no energy.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I had energy because I changed from oatmeal to that.
Right. It's all relative. Remember the continuum.
And after a while, no.
Right. And again, now the overly concentrated, I know I said this recently, but again, you may not have all been here. I had just completed a lecture outside of Washington, D.C. A woman approached me. I answered her questions, and then I said to her, "You drink a lot of carrot juice, don't you?" And she said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And I said, "You're orange." Same color. Her skin was bright orange. And she said, "Oh, that's because I'm detoxing." Right? And I said, "Well, I've detoxed a lot of people. No one's ever turned orange." Okay? This is not beneficial. Okay? You do not want to be taking in super concentrated foods. You want to eat food. Eat whole food. That's the best way. I will have an occasional glass of juice because it tastes good. It's like a treat every once in a while. Usually if I'm out somewhere and it's hot and there's a place that makes fresh organic juices, cold pressed juices, I might get one. But I'm not doing it every day. I'm not telling myself this is a healthy thing. I know it's not. Okay, the best thing I could do would be to go find some organic produce. If I'm just hot, maybe cool off and have some water, right? You know, if I'm hungry, eat real food. That's always going to be best. It's always going to be best.